It's the end of September and I am turning 50. So of course a couple of friends and I decided to do a boozing and sightseeing weekend in Brussels, the capital of Belgium and the EU. So we hopped on a BA flight from Heathrow Terminal 5 and in barely 45 minutes we landed in the centre of Europe's weirdest conceived nation. €50 in a taxi and we were pulling up at the Don Hotel EU in the city centre. It was just over £100 per person per night, which is pretty excellent value for the location and what we got. We chose the non-breakfast option, by the way. The room wasn't huge, but it was spacious enough. Had a large, thick mattress double bed. The decor was modern and clean. In fact, the room was actually spotless. There was a nice big TV that had a suite of international channels, of the main British channels as well as local, French, German, even Romanian. Coffee and tea making facilities, but no milk. A fridge with some complimentary bottles of water and plenty of storage space for clothes. The bathroom, again, modern, spotlessly clean, neat and tidy, with a complimentary rubber duck. But no bath, sadly, just a shower, but a very big shower. Outside, the view was internal. There's an internal courtyard, which is part of the bar and the restaurant. But again, nothing much to see for this particular room anyway. So on the whole, this was fantastic value for money for the £100 a night we spent. Then it was straight into the drinking, hitting the Mur de Lambic Original, the main reason for persuading the guys to come here. It's still as excellent as it was when I visited in 2006. From then on, it was a long meander through a few more awesome pubs for the rest of the night. Saturday morning started with a light breakfast and a fresh walk into the city centre, popping into the magnificent Cathedral of St Michael and St Gudula. Built between the 11th and 16th centuries, this mix of Brabantine Gothic and Baroque serves as the seat of the Archbishop of Mechelen, Brussels, and is very much an underrated tourist attraction, failing to get the same kind of attention as Notre Dame de Paris, Westminster or Cologne. It certainly deserves a much higher profile. Then it was on to our first bit of cultural enrichment at the Comic Arts Museum. Tintin is one of the most famous comic book characters in the world, on a par with the DC and Marvel titles. but Belgium has the richest tradition of comics in Europe, far beyond the adventurous boy and his faithful dog. In this museum, you get to see so many different characters and different titles and different genres and different styles. And this really should be at the top of the list of anyone's visit to Brussels. We then headed to Saint-Gilles, where we took the hour-long tour of the Cantillon brewery, learning how lambics and Gers beers are made, as well as getting some free samples. Then, it was back to the pubs and the drinking for the rest of the night. Sunday morning started warm and brightly, and we took a refreshing walk through Parc de Bruxelles to shake off as much hangover as we could possibly get out of our system, as we had another day of culture and sampling to get through. We started off at the Royal Fine Arts Museum, which is actually a group of museums that cover modern art, Dutch masters, Renaissance and even early and medieval periods. Dedicated to the life and works of René Magritte, Belgium's answer to Picasso and one of the most celebrated abstract artists of the 20th century. Afterwards, there was of course more touring and more sampling of the city's pub and beer culture. And that was our short but very, very sweet visit to Brussels. Belgium is often lampooned as a country, but its Franco-Dutch cultural mix gives it a unique atmosphere compared to its surrounding neighbours. There's more than just the Grand Place or the Mannequin Piece, and if you're a beer lover like me and my friends, this place should be at the top of your bucket list. If not, then this should still be up there as a destination for a few days away. So definitely, if you get the chance, get on a plane, find a reasonably priced city centre hotel, and come and visit Brussels. It's not just about beer and statues of little boys urinating.